Hello, fellow BIAFRAs. Good evening and welcome to the program. Good evening, Mazi Solomon Peter. Welcome to the program. Without wasting much of our time, Mazi Solomon, I want to welcome you. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good morning from my end, Mazipa. Thank you for bringing me in, and I have to say good morning to everyone all over the world, and also have to thank all the lovers of freedom and lovers of Mazinankan, haters of Mazinankan. Welcome, good morning to you. My name is Solomon Peter. Thank you, Mazipat, for making me part of this program once
Mazi,
again
we
this
saw the
morning.
video that I played. Yes, we saw the clip that I played, and can you help us give interpretation? Taking the struggle for Biafra restoration in perspective.
Mazipat, I think we have actually dealt with this very process. And I keep reminding people that the struggle of Biafran is just like what Jesus Christ quoted in the Bible, that the way that leads to life is narrow, and it's only the few people that are walking on that very road. Is a way of struggle, is a way of endurance. It is a way of challenge. So, but the way that lead to destruction is very bold, and a lot of people are trooping into it. So, life of struggle is actually a life of facing of obstacles and the barriers, a life of ups and downs. It is a life sometimes you might venture with a heavy
So many stones, so many stones chasing you all over the place.
Yeah, and sometimes you might venture heavily expecting breakthrough, and everything will collapse. You will just start building again. You will start struggling again. You will start explaining a lot of accusations, a lot of insult, decriminalizations, and so many things will just be on your way. But the Bible says that
And
those that
possibly at the end of the road where you are taking your run to, where you are running to, your enemy might be there waiting for you while the stones are pursuing you from the other end.
that is just the life of struggle for you. The life of struggle is a life of challenge. That is why you don't go into struggle with people with feeble mind, or people who cannot be consistent, or people who are fearful, or people who are not stable, or people who are not strong in the mind, and who doesn't have strong faith to what the struggle can bring on their way. So you don't go into struggle. They always, people who are not ready for the life of struggle, they always look for the easy landing, easy activities. They choose the soft way, which cannot equally bring them to the place of freedom, but they will choose, instead of going for freedom, they prefer staying back to Egypt to be eating cucumbers, easy life. They prefer being in a slave than walking towards freedom. It's because walking towards freedom is a life of challenge. It takes people who are ready for it to go through the life of the struggle, and there is no assurance that you might equally come out alive, or come out sound, or still come out, the way you enter. Sometimes when you get into the life of struggle, you might come bruised, you might come out of it bruised, amend, you might lose your hand or leg. You might lose your eyes, but the Bible will make it clearly that if that's what it will take to gain freedom, that freedom, there's no price you paid for freedom that
Yeah,
does
yeah,
not
yeah,
work.
Mazi, but one beautiful thing is when you go through struggle and you live, you see the scars of the terror on your body. It helps you tell your story. It's an evidence of your experience.
Yeah. Mazipat, you are 100% right. If we take it to the light of the scripture, when Jesus Christ walked into the hiding place of the disciples, after the death of Christ. Most of the we are discussing this today because today is Sunday and everybody is reflecting on the scripture, on the religions which you belongs to. And yesterday was also a Sabbath day. So, and so many people also who are their religions functions on Saturdays according to the scriptures. They also reflect on the Bible. But here, I just want to say something that he just read the story in the Bible. After the death of Jesus Christ, a lot of people were scared of their life, the disciples. So they went and hide in a room in the life of fear, them being threatening that their own life could equal be at risk. So they hide in a place. But when Jesus walked into where they are hiding, the first thing he asked them to do in order to recognize him as the one who has gone through the life of struggle and have secured victory to every one of them. He made them to say, he opened his hands and said, put your fingers in the sky in my hands. So he showed them the skies in his hands and asked them to put their hands. They see where the nail passed in through his hands. So that is the only way they can be able to recognize that this is the same man who has gone through this struggle. This is the same man who has actually endeavored or endured or sacrificed to set them free. So he showed them their sky. So like what the sky in their hand, in his hand. So what Mazepat is saying as to regard to the sky in your body through going through the struggle actually tell your story. So this is exactly how it happened with Jesus Christ. When he came to his disciples, he make them to feel the sky in his hand. He said, touch it, put your finger in there, you feel the sky. So you can believe that I have been through this struggle and I have been through this struggle. This is the sky in my body that I have been through this struggle, and today we can talk about victory. Because people who are fearful, hiding in their room under their wife wrappers, they cannot tell the story of a struggle. They cannot tell the story of struggle. It takes anybody who has gone through the life of this struggle for freedom of his people to tell the story exactly what it is. So that is what we will be discussing here this evening. So for you to know that definitely the life of struggle is not an easy life. It's not bread and butter. So if you are involved and you are determined to make the struggle of Biafra come true, you must know that it's not an easy journey. You have a lot of things to endure. There are going to be a lot of scars on your body, but how far and how extent are you ready to go for the freedom of your people? Because it's not going to come very easy. It's going to come in a very tough way. So, but how far are you ready to go? So many people who are not determined from the beginning, they are falling out of the way, and so many people are now changing their languages just because they seize the challenges that is ahead of them, and they feel they cannot continue. They feel they cannot do better than what they are doing, and so many are turning back. But that is actually the life of a struggle. Everybody cannot endure it. Everybody cannot withstand the challenge. So it takes only a determined individuals to be able to forge ahead. And we are forging ahead. We are not looking back, because the life of a struggle, it includes a lot of things. Like, let's assume, for instance, it's very hard for people to give up their comfort. Very, very hard for people to give up their comfort. Everybody wants to stay in a comfort zone. Everybody wants to choose the easier way, the soft way. That's why you see a lot of people today, they are coming out like, we want to be going to court. We want the struggle where we can be going to court, where we can go and present our case in the court, and we will keep presenting case on the court. until we will be able to win Nigeria with our case, or we'll be able to get freedom for our people. But looking at it, you remember the story of Lot. You remember the story of Lot and his family. What makes his wife to become a pillar of salt? It's just about remembering those comforts that they left behind to embark to the journey of struggle. She started remembering her comfort. She started remembering so many comfort that she enjoyed before the life of the struggle, or before struggle for the freedom of her family. As she began to remember those comfort, then she looked back, and when she looked back, she became the pillar of salt instantly. So many people have become the pillar of salt, even though then themselves they have not recognized that that is what they have become. But at the end of the day, you discover that the life of a struggle is not the one you engage, and you are at a certain time you have to look back. The Bible says it that any man who putteth hand on a hole and looketh back is not worthy to be is not worthy to be the disciple of Jesus Christ. You know, and the psalmist said, "Who shall dwell in thy holy mountain?" He said that the man who is clean in the heart, and the man who swear against his heart and will not turn back, is not people who will start up today and eventually by when you looked for them after 2 years, 3 years, they have already given up. They have already given up. No, they can't make it through to the way of struggle. It is people who are consistent. It is people who continue, who endured. The Bible says that those endured to the end shall wear the crown of glory. So you need to know that the life of a struggle, he need faith, he need hope, he need courageousness, he need fearlessness, he need faith, he need consistency, he need faithfulness, he need genuity. He All these elements is what the life of struggle needed. So if you don't have those virtues, you can not go through the life of struggle. So that is my sermon to you this early morning of Monday at my end here, and at the end of Mazipat is still Sunday night.
Yeah, it's Sunday evening, precisely 8:51 p.m., 21st of March 2021. And you've already broken it down. We don't want to waste much of the time of our people. Yesterday, we couldn't take some of the calls that came. We had series and series of calls that we could not respond to because of how interesting yesterday's program was with Dr. Akwanga. And we've seen people come up, with their own understanding, the position of the doctor and all that. And many people wanted to talk. In fact, some people were even saying that I was selecting calls, that that I was coward, that I refused to pick their call because they wanted to bombard me. And I said, well, I didn't select calls. It was the ones that I was able to pick that I picked. And it's quite interesting. Mazi Solomon, we want to take a little reflection of yesterday's program and see where it is necessary for us to build the understanding of where we are and how we can reposition ourselves, because we need to continue to reposition ourselves based on the circumstances as the days goes by, because even the enemy you are fighting are also repositioning themselves. So you also have to, it's like a chess game. Mazi, I don't know if it's convenient for you because I can see that there are some kind of movement around you. What the struggle
Fine.
for Biafra is like a chess game. When your enemy moves in a particular direction, you also have to move to be able to checkmate them. Mazi, I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes, Mazipat, you know, your strategy is the most important thing. while engaging your strategy is very, very important. Like as I said, the life of struggle is all about getting the freedom that you required, having the freedom that you seek for. That is the life of struggle. Every other things could also be referred to uh, ihe niile ihe niile fell n'abalị ịbụ anwụnta. Everything that happened in the night or bite in the night could be regarded as a mosquito. But the goal for the life of struggle is that liberation. So your strategy is very, very important, and it is your strategy that you can be able at every point in time use it to scale through. So, and as I said here earlier, there is no one particular strategy that you can say that this is what will give you freedom. It is not a straight way, because you are also facing people who their arrangement is to bring down your strategy. Their arrangement is to frustrate your strategy. So you cannot say, okay, I'm planning, and your opponents are not planning. They are also planning. So you must know that sometimes you can scale through with your strategies, and sometimes your strategy can also be stagnant. Depends on what is happening at that very moment. And with what I reflected with at the program that we did yesterday is that Dr. Akwanga make it very, very clear that the life of betrayals and the life of saboteurs is involved, is all over the places in all the struggle of the people all over the world. Any struggle you can mention of in this very planet Earth, there is the life of saboteurs. Because anywhere that anywhere there is struggle, then what the negative power or the negative force does is to generate saboteurs, is to generate betrayers. That is what the negative power does, while the positive energy will focus on liberation. So the negative energy will focus on sabotaging and betraying the life of that very struggle. So it is general everywhere. So whereby you are engaging your strategies, then you have the life of saboteurs. You have the life of betrayers. That some people you are with planning, strategizing, some of them, they are not genuine. Some of them don't have clear heart. Some of them don't have the interest of the interest of the people in heart. Some of them are strategizing with you, planning with you, but their own interest is different from the collective interest. So even while they are strategizing, while they are planning with you, once the plan and the strategies is not empowering or supporting their self-interest, they will break everything down. They will break whatever things you have planned internally. They will destabilize it. They will destabilize it internally, and you will suffer loss in the life. There is so many loss that IPOP has counted in this life of the struggle, which was not a strategy that was not even put in, that have not been tried, but people destroy it internally, because it was not for the best of their interest. And in every point in time, you made a plan towards a strategy, and that things are being sabotaged, or that things are being destroyed internally or openly, then you loses you at instant you will lost. It will be recorded as a loss. You will you will lose a lot of money or energy or a lot of things you invested in order to arrange that very strategy. You will lose it. Then you will be forced to start afresh. That is why you see the life of struggle look like is not like he's moving fast. The life of struggle is not things that move fast or things that moved in haste. It goes slowly because so many plans that are being put in place. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you lose. So that is just the thing. So many resources are being put together to see that Biafran come last year, to see that Biafran come every other time that Biafrans are being predicted that Biafrans is coming. That is a strategy that has been put in place to walk us into the freedom. But you can, even though you predict that, okay, with this strategy, I can go through, but the life of betrayers are there, the life of saboteurs are there, and your opponent, they can actually tackle that your strategies and destroy it. Then you will lose all the things that you have put in place in order to make that strategy to work. That is how the life of struggle is all about. So, and this is what we go through as a people. But now, the only thing that gives us assurance in the midst of all these things, what gives us assurance is our determination, our consistency, for our ability to continue in the struggle. This is what makes us. This is what keep us in the struggle and make us more stronger. The moment you engage your strategies and your strategy fail, or your strategy the enemy counter your strategy, or your opponent counter your strategy, you waste those resources. It's so painful that sometimes people can look at you and they look at you and say you are doing nothing, you achieved nothing, there's nothing you have achieved. They are only because the spectators, people who are watching you, the only things that they are looking at, it is not what you are going through as someone who is in a struggle, but what they are looking at is the success. Once you didn't get the success with one strategy, it is your fault. Even if that strategy has been encountered and you need to reinforce again, or you need to put in another strategy, they will be looking at you. Where is defense fund? They will be looking at you. Where is the money that we have been contributing all this while? They will be looking at you. You have embezzled money. You have embezzled money. You are a scammer. You have ate our money. Do you understand? Because most of them, they are not involved in that life of struggle. What they just do, they do like an spectators. People who just watch, the only thing they are looking at the game when people are playing the football is to shout, "It is a goal." They are only looking at the success. They are not looking at the efforts, at the strategies that are being put in place, that are being encountered, that the strategies that the effort that somebody has put in place, and that effort was countered in the struggle to be able to succeed freedom. They are not looking at it because they are not involved. When you get yourself involved, you will understand. You will understand why Biafran did not come last year. If you get yourself involved, you will understand why Biafran did not come in 2016. If you get yourself involved in the life of the struggle, you will know why Biafran did not come in 2017. If you are involved, you will know why Biafran did not come in 2019. Because all these things, all this assurance is given based on the strategy. Based on the strategy. So, and in the life of struggle, there is no 100% assurance. Because it's not like you are being said, just go and take it and come back. No. You are going to encounter challenges. You are going to encounter, even sometimes your life has to be in line. You have to put your life online. So people are occupying positions, principal officers, yet they are not involved in the struggle. They are not involved in the struggle. That is why you see people, they complain when their strategies are being countered. They complain, they murmur. They are like the kind of people, they will rise against Moses. They say, why did you bring us here in the wilderness to suffer? Why did you bring us here to suffer? You would have left us in the land of bondage, where we will be eating our cucumbers and continue on the slavery work that we are doing in Egypt. Bible have explanation to all these things. When you get involved in the life of struggle, sometimes it will look like all hope is gone. Yes, it will look like all hope is gone. That is how it looks like. Because everything you put in place, you discover that all has been encountered. All have been encountered and be brought down by either saboteurs or by oppositions or by your enemies. They will brought them down. But the only thing that will remain is your courageousness. The only thing that will remain is your faith. And that's why the Bible says the just shall live by their own faith. At that time, the only thing that could remain could be only your hope. Could be only the hope you have that you can make it. That is the life of struggle. And we have to understand it that our own struggle is no different. It's no different. There is nothing that should guarantee that in a struggle you can always be recording victory. Sometimes you can be torn apart. Sometimes you can be torn apart. Sometimes it will look like confusion everywhere. It will look like confusion. These are forces that you have to counter in a struggle. Sometimes it will look, even your nearest, you the most loved person. The most loved person can equally come against you, can equally betray you. Somebody you have trusted so much can equally be the one to just collect some money and betray you. It will look like there's no one to trust. It will look like there is no one remaining that are reliable. And these are all that the life of struggle has for people. So, but people who stand up are the only people who can be able to go through all these challenges. People who knows what they want. People who are determined in their heart, in their spirit, that no matter what it takes, they will give it out. People who remain resolute. People who remain consistent. People who remain fearless. People who know what they want. People who has conquered death. Because that is the biggest challenge. Fear of death. Fear of death. The Bible says that through the fear of death, that the devil has kept the world under bondage. Through the fear of death, you will die. Even it might not equally be physical death. It can be financial death. That there is a lot of people who are actually facing a lot of trouble just because they are involved in the struggle. Sometimes it could also be hunger. Sometimes it could also be hunger. Sometimes it could also be that lack of shelter over your head. And when you look around, you say, who brought me here? Why am I here? And all you could see is that you are where you are because you are involved in a struggle. It's painful. It's not something that is pleasure. It's painful that you feel all this frustration just because of the struggle you are in. You put in resources, you see those resources waste just because of the struggle. So this is what people go through on the struggle. But the fact is, are you determined? Are you determined? Because if you are not determined, it got worse on very soon. And you begin to take, that's why the Bible said, you will begin to count the cost before you venture. In case you are coming here, you think that I come here to occupy a position. That the only thing that the struggle for Biafran under the leadership of IPOP, the only thing it can offer you is like you become a principal officer, you become just a member, financial secretary, and all that. That is to anything that provide comfort or anything that provide easy life. That's what the life of them. No, you must count your cost. The life of struggle is very challenging, but only people who are determined, who has strategy, who are putting on strategy all the time to go into freedom, they are the only people that will scale through. When one strategy fail, put on another. The Bible says anyone who decide to go 1 mile with you, go 10 miles with them. Get that kind of mindset that whatever it will take, I will be involved. I will stand on my word. I will stand on my decisions. I am not ready to turn back. I am not ready to remember the pleasures of Sodom and Gomorrah as to turn back and become the pillar of salt. That is very, very important. That is very, very important. And never you slow down. That is another thing. Today you are very tense in the struggle, and all of a sudden somebody is telling you, why can't you sleep? Why can't you slow down? Remember the prophet that was sent to go and lay course at Bethel. Remember the new prophet, and God gave him instruction: don't return the same way you go, and don't branch to the house of any man or eat bread with any man or eat with any man. It's purely the life of struggle. You need to succeed. You need to break through. And you need to hold on to strategies and principles that can guide you through to victory in the life of struggle. But the prophet, he went and performed the mission. On his way coming back, he met another old prophet. I tell you, I read Bible and I apply it in my day-by-day life. When I'm confused, I will read Bible and I will search in the Bible, in the book, and I will see where it happens. I will see the strategy that was applied. I will see the mistakes that people make. I will correct those mistakes in my own life. I will correct it, and then I will skate through. I'll go through, because me that is speaking to you, I've been in the life of struggle all my life. So that applying the principle that I see that work for people, correct their mistakes in my own life in order not to make the same mistake, help me to skate through. So the new prophet, he went and fulfilled the mission, follow all the principle and strategies, but on his way coming back, another old prophet surfaced. I have been on this very thing. Now he wants to reduce the standard, as many people fighting, trying to reduce the standard of which the IPOP is involved in this very struggle. Hey, you can slow down. Yes, remember, me myself, I'm also a prophet. I'm also a politician. I have also been involved in a political gathering and all that. You can follow it through court. Yes, you don't need to have dust on your body. This struggle that is putting dust on your body, you can equally wear suit to pursue it. They reduced the standard of that new prophet. He seduced him into coming into his house and having bread. He destroyed the principles. He took away he took away the standard of the struggle. Then he went and had bread. That's the end. After having bread, then on his way going back, he met a lion, and the lion tore him. You see, he fell. That is how people have failed in the life of the struggle. You need to maintain your message. You need to maintain your message. You need to maintain your focus. You need to maintain your focus because you were not involved by mistake in the first place. You are not involved by mistake. It's not by mistake you become a principal officer. It's not by mistake you become a deputy or whatever. It's not by mistake. So you need to maintain that test that located you from the first place. Don't look for a way of melting down your standard, melting down your approach. Rather, you go up. Even the people who are teaching us church things, they said going forward is life, backwardness is death. You don't at a certain time you are moving in intense, and now you wanted to mellow down, you want to settle down. No, that is not the life of the struggle. You need to give more fire, more sacrifice. That is the only way you can break through your strategies. You don't say because you have tried these very strategies intense, you want to subpedal it. No. We are in a generation that is speed and the accuracy. There is nothing like slow and steady anymore. But many people doesn't know that this principle of slow and steady has already been abolished. That what we have in this generation is speed and accuracy. You need to increase. You need to increase in your strategies. You don't bring the standard down. You increase. You get more focused. You get more focused. Because so many things is happening in haste in this generation which we are in. This is not 1967 generation. No. This is not generation of 80s. This is not generation of 90s. These are 21st century. Even the car we drive, you will see how they are updating cars very fast. Even some cars are being manufactured. So you are celebrating that I got the new model. After 6 months, another model. Go to phone, go to cloth. Everything that is applicable to this very life in this very earth, the people are applying speed. People are applying speed, more tensed. You don't slow down standard, or else you'll be outdated instantly. If you are not thinking fast, if you are not reasoning fast, you need to join with people who reason fast, who think fast, because they are your strength in this very age we are in now. You don't need to some level. You are joining some group of people who are thinking fast, and now you wanted to reduce and bring yourself to people who take days and the months to think and to come up with a decision. It's speed and accuracy. You can lose, you can gain. But when you lost, don't just keep yourself in where you have lost. Clean up again, put on sacrifice, make it more intense. That's how it goes. This generation is the generation of speed and the accuracy. You need to be speed. You need to be accurate. Everything that are being done is every sign in this present time we are right now. In this present time we are is pointing out to the life of, you are even seeing, it's even coming back to nature, to human being. You are seeing people of 10 years giving birth and all that. It's the life of speed. It's not the life of slow and steady. Slow and steady can never win the race in 21st century. It's a life of consistency, speed, accuracy. That is what win the race at this very time. That is what win the race. And it has to be applied in the life of the struggle. If you make one plan, if you make one single plan, and that very plan and strategy is being countered, next time, don't make a plan or a strategy that is lower. that is lower than the strategies you have applied. Because anytime you go down, you will be updated and you cannot meet up. Okay, now, if I can break this thing very down, because it seems like I'm speaking in a coded language a lot, and so many people might not be following me. Now, for instance, the agitation of Biafran under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ahead of the politicians, is ahead of the present government of Nigeria. That is just the pure truth. Do you know why it's ahead? It's because we are not dancing to their tune. We are creating our strategies. It's not a strategies that is being created years ago, which they are teaching in the school at British. Those strategies, every law that Nigeria make, there is a way of escape. That law can be misinterpreted anytime. Every law you go to school to learn today, that law, you follow that law the way it is, then the people who made that law has escaped to that very law. They make some components that can counter that very law, and you can't skate through with it. So don't think you can just win a case because the law say it like this. That is one of the problem that so many people, because I have worked with intelligent people, don't follow it the way they plan, because the way it is being said and taught, there is a trap. There is a trap. You think that this is where what this law is defining, but when you get there, you discover that there is so many loopholes. There is so many things to counter that law, and when you follow it to Tosto's point, you can equally get yourself into trouble.
Those who want to go to court, those who want to go to court to fight for their freedom, which court are they taking their case to?
No, Mazi, there is a point, a very good point I wanted to make on this. On this, if you are not creative enough, if you are not creative enough, you can never beat the strategy of your opponent. If you are going with what they know, with what they master, with what they have in several times tried, they know everything, every look and corner about it. If you are going by it, you will not win. You need to create something that is different from the existing. So I say that the agitation of Biafra under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ahead of politicians, is ahead of the present government that is governing Nigerian today, is ahead. And you might ask me how. Now, when you are sponsoring a movement that you want to get people into a position, you want to join politics in Nigeria. So when you join the politics in Nigeria, you can get Biafran activists into a position, into power, so that they can be able to speak to you, to be able to speak to you, and they will be able to speak for you in their representative capacity as to get you Biafra. But you have failed to study how corrupt the environment you wanted to smuggle all these people into politics, how corrupt they are, how selfish they are, and how they have narrowed that very opportunities. You are forgetting that also that open strategies are also available to your opponent. You have also forgotten about the life of betrayers and the saboteurs. You have also forgotten the life of selfishness that is in that very country where you want to plant politicians. Do you think that the Nnamdi Kanu you have as the leader of indigenous people today will be the same Nnamdi Kanu when he becomes a politician? This is just Nnamdi Kanu in freedom fighting. It can never be the same in Nnamdi Kanu, in a politician, in the life of a politician. Because if 100 law back you up when you are a politician to fight for your people, 200 law or even 1,000 law is also can stop you for not talking for your people as long as Nigeria is concerned. Can equally make everything impossible for you to work for your people because of the way Nigeria is structured.
Mazi, now, all these people that are trying to form a political structure, have they actually put into consideration that before you are even given any office in Nigeria, you are meant to take an oath of office to protect the integrity of the sovereign state of Nigeria? Do they really understand the implication? So you don't do anything using your political office to even fight for your people. You'll be fighting for one Nigeria as a politician because that is where the oath you swear to uphold.
And anything you try to do in that very position, there will be 200, there will be millions of law that can stop you. You cannot stop any nation or any country with their law. You can't. You can't. You can win a case against a nation, but they will make your life miserable. They has the law. Because I am telling you all these things now so that you will begin to use your hands to examine. The life of a freedom fighter is different from when a freedom fighter becomes a politician. It's not the same. Because when you get to that very position, there is so many things that is guiding you. There are so many law that has to guide you in that very position. In that very position. And now, looking at the way Nigerian is being structured, then have you think about people who you help to get into position when they go there? When they go there, they begin to see the opportunity in that office, then forgot about what makes you to vote them in. Is that not what we have seen all this while? So there is no 100% guarantee. They can equally change parties. They can equally change positions. It's the same thing that we have been voting people in and they never speak for. But the agitation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to compel them, to bring them to a point where they have no choice. If you leave them to where they have choice and the options, they can never work for you. They will choose the better options that satisfy their selfishness. And they will speak grammar. And they will turn to you and say there is trouble. While they are busy enriching themselves. Enriching themselves. Nobody, including me, that can say that my position today will be the same when I have bigger opportunity. We are all human beings. We shouldn't lie to ourselves. You can go there, you discover that the law, you can now discover that things that surrendered you might not even allow you to work effectively. We have seen the governor, is that the governor of Akwa or that, who said he's prepared to come into the office, that he should achieve things over, but he was crying in the public. Because when he sees that it's not Paul, we said, Andy, we say Paul, he called me for
Because you have to work within the
there, you will discover that the story is not the same.
Mazi, you have to, as a governor, as a legislature, you have to work within the confines of the Constitution. And the Constitution makes constrain you to behave in a certain way as a public office holder and keeps you caged in such a way that the freedom we are even enjoying as freedom fighters, you can no longer have it.
That is the point. That is really the point. We cannot take our resources and take our time to be walking around people. begging them, go and work for us, go and work for us. We have already have people who are there. That position were not created by those people, but it was created for them. That position was created to work for us. So what we need to do, as the agitation of IPOP under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is to make sure that those people in that very positions have no option rather than to work for their people. They have no option than to work for their people, or else they will face the wrath of their people. That is just the only thing you have. Use only one line, the only right you have. Use it. That is the thing, the agitation. They needed to be compiled. You will compel them. You will compel them. By the time there's no more Nigeria, no more allocation, they will be compelled to work for their people. When you destabilize what they have as a hope now, they will be forced, they will be compelled to work for the people. That is the only agitations that is not in the university. Is the only agitations that is not in any institution. Forceful agitation, that you put people in a situation where they will not know what will be your next line of action. That is the only thing. You are telling people the law you study, another person studied it. These strategies in the public place. Who do you think is afraid of that strategy? Who do you think? What resources do you have? What resources do you have to face a nation who are in a nation that their weight worth almost billions? Their diplomatic standard is very high. What resources do you have with your life of struggle to win their case internationally? It's not only the law you win the case. There is also some diplomatic engagement. They can frustrate you. They can prolong you even until you die. They can prolong your matter diplomatically. They prolong it till you die. You never win the case. There are so many strategies to use against you. You don't need to hope for those things. All of you who are running around, wasting the time and the energy of our people. The only thing, if we come together under this forceful agitation, where they cannot determine what will be your next line of action, that is the strategy that work. Then if you put any strategy and they counter that strategy, don't murmur. Any strategy can fail. Oh man, is somebody that bought a new car on his way going home, that car had accident, the money get wasted. Some people, they nearly even escape with their life. Strategy can fail. That is just pure truth. But when it fails, pick up your life and keep focus. When you have put too much resources on a thing, it can fail. It can fail. So pick up the challenge. Keep focus. Walk your way again. Put another strategy on. Make sure that every time you are putting strategy, that your enemy were not able to predict you. But putting on a strategy that you see the statement that somebody put in the Facebook when they say they declare the customary de facto government, and somebody put in the Facebook that Alai Mohammed wake up Adesina, and Adesina think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done his worst, and certain man declare it, he went back to bed, because they have known your strategy. They know what that means. So if you're having such a strategy, it's laughable. strategy which people knows what you are going to do next. They know how to counter it. They know those strategy does not work for a life of somebody who is in the struggle. It doesn't work. The only strategy that will work is that even when they strike you, they will also be in the fear that they don't know what will be your next line of action. ESN is there, and they are in they are intense of ESN that they don't know what will be the lines of action. That all of a sudden we just see thousands of people, security outfit. Who knows what is going to happen next? That's the kind of strategy that can advance your cause. The strategy that can advance your cause, that your enemy cannot calculate your ways. You are open it. Even so many Sabo, you see how so many Sabo were shut down. And a strategy was set on emotion. Sometimes you can equally study the life of saboteurs in your, and then you shut them down while they are there. The reason why they are being shut down is not because we hate them or because we don't want to work with them, but because they are not useful for the strategy that is about to be launched. So therefore, what you do when you try them and find out that these people, they don't have what it takes, they don't have the standard, all you just need to do that you package all of them, which you know that if you involve them in your strategy, then you can never make headway. You just package them, keep them one side, enroll your strategy, get back to them. But such people also ha na-abụkwa ndị na-achụ onwe ha n'ụgbọ si n'ụgbọelu ha. All you just need to do is to make sure that you are speed and you are accurate. You are making every use of opportunities that are being created. You don't know? Mazin Nnamdi Kanu came to broadcasting, Buhari is dead. Buhari is dead. Buhari is dead. It's a pure strategy. Because Buhari died and they tried to hide it. Now expose them and they will collapse. And when they collapse, they are made powerless before you. You overtake them. You overtake them. That is how strategies work. All this while he came back and he was firing on that very strategies. Because that is a strategy that if the world have stood up to investigate that matter, if people who are useless in that country has wake up to investigate that matter, could have given advantage to our struggle. Because where they will be relegated to face their shit, then you will be advancing the cause of restoration of Biafra. You don't know? The one that is strategy of no election, civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. Use the election, register your grievances to international communities. Seek for attention. That is the life of struggle. Seek for a powerful attention that they could not handle. These are powerful strategies, which is not being read in the university. Who knows you are coming with such a strategy? And you can be able to achieve it. But where they see a powerful argument will be everywhere. Hey, if they don't vote, you vote, they still take over your state. You vote in Imo State, didn't you vote? They still bring Hope Uzodinma, the fourth person. Didn't you vote for Buhari? Didn't you vote for Atiku? They still bring Buhari back. The same thing you are running away is what, because this is an open strategy. Hey, let's go to the polling booth to vote out. It doesn't happen. When they have a planned deal, you can't use that strategy that is well known to them to be able to enforce them or to be able to compel them into doing what the indigenous people are requesting. You invent your own strategy. You invent your own strategy. You go outside what they know to be able to compel them. But what our people does, they keep sabotaging, they keep murmuring. Women, that's why we are having them all over now. Men have taken over the gossip stage. Men have become more idle, gossiping every day more than anything that has been created on this earth. Men who are supposed to be busy, men who we used to know as people, waiting man go do good day for his heart. They became, when you bring a strategy that will work for them, hey, they become gossipers. Now, putting up slivers in their mouth. You think you can skate through with that in a life of struggle? Watch football games, and most of games. The only thing that put you through is for a strategy that your enemy cannot tackle. Your enemy cannot stop. That is the only thing that put the goal at the post. It is a goal, a strategy that the enemy were not able to compel. That is the strategy that put the ball on the net. And it has to come from forceful agitation. Forceful agitation. This is the only thing that give opportunity even to whosoever that want to go to court. To whosoever that want to engage diplomatically, forceful agitation is what give opportunity. Your grammar cannot. What grammar do you think you can speak? I speak grammar, I scatter their brain. Who create the grammar? Are you the one that create the grammar? People who create the grammar already know your loopholes. They have already know where you have tied yourself with the grammar that you spoke. And this is what our people needed to understand. That people are controlling this world today because of their strategy. In the creation of money, they created money and they make you slave for money, and even exchange the value of your own natural life that comes from God that they cannot replicate. They actually exchange it in money. And you fail in your own strategy, even to buy back yourself, even to get back yourself. All of us are slaves to money. Because of money, you cannot sleep. Because of money, you stand up to eat. Because of money, you are taking all manner of higher risk. Your life is valueless. That is people's strategy. People's strategy is the strategy of coming to colonize you. People's strategy are the strategy that comes, call something independent. And he uses so many instruments of divide and rule to divide your community and divide your people. These are people's strategies. How do you counter those strategies? You need to be very creative. You need to be very creative. The freedom we are talking about, you need to free yourself in the mind. Mental freedom, you need it. That when you look at strategies, you will now know how to create a superior strategy to counter the existing one. And you don't need to do it. Look at the softwares that are being created. Look at the hardwares. And the people are controlling your finance, making billion out of you, and that you cannot even free yourself from those things. Look at the strategy of Facebook. All of us are forced to be paying here to fight for our freedom. These are the kind of strategies that when you enforce them, your enemy will have no option. You want to go to court. You want a position to yourself, to present to yourself to competent court, all these things. Waste of time, waste of energy.
Mazi, by the way, you are presenting your case to those who made the law. And yes, you are presenting your case to those who made the law, and those who made the law are your oppressors. So how do you win your case?
That is just the thing. They don't understand. They just want to waste people's time. They just want to demonstrate a little slavery and brainwash they thought they have gotten from institution. Who made the institution? Who created the institution? Do you know the strategies? Do you know the intentions behind those strategies that are being created? Do you know it? You don't. You don't. So you need to have a superior argument. You need to have a superior strategy to obtain those things that you think they set up there as a trap for you. You need a superior strategy, intense strategy, the strategy that we move them out of their comfort zone, because that is the only time you will. If you think coming to the court, you put them in their comfort zone. He drink tea, drink beer, drink court on 14th. He come there, he sit down, he postponed it. 30 years you are in court. They are in their comfort zone. But when you put a strategy that moves people out of their comfort zone, it has come to the point, it's no more the race that woman will be running and will be holding her breast. That it has become a real race. Woman will forget about her breast. Anywhere is beating, she don't care. Because something has moved. That is the principle of life. Study everything about life. For you to win, for you to start a car, you have to move the car
Amaz,
out of her comfort.
like you said about studying, your environment. How can you bring in a strategy that can be used in a civilized society? In an awkward, you are bringing a strategy of going to court to negotiate your freedom that is only available in civilized society where human rights exist. How can you bring such a strategy in an environment where human right doesn't exist, where everything is done by force? Mas, I don't know. I don't know if you get the point.
That is exactly the point.
Yes, in an uncivilized society where the law doesn't even exist, nobody obeys the law. You know, those who are oppressing you goes outside the law to do what they need to keep you oppressed. So how do you deal with that? Putting yourself within the confines of the law. Why those who are oppressing you are operating outside the law, using every instrument, violence, killing, abduction, different kind of thing to keep you down.
Just imagine, that is just the thing. What have you had a strategy that has to deal with corruptions? Because you are people, the people you are people, the people you are calling you are people, you are Biafrans. They are corrupt. Nigeria, staying in Nigeria has corrupt everybody. The element of corruption that Nigeria introduced is running in the vein and the blood of everyone who has been part of that world, whether Igbo, whether Hausa, whether Yoruba, whether Fulani, no matter the tribe you call yourself. Have you introduced a strategy that can deal with such lifestyle? It's only IPOP. You must be disciplined. You must be genuine in and out for you to participate in the exercise for restoration of Biafra. Those strategies, leaving people in their comfort zone and think you are fighting for freedom, can never help you. You will face betrayal, higher one. You will face assassination, because when these are the things that are ready, these are the things that are in place, running in that society. Running before you can get a genuine person who is telling you truth there. Noka. I have ventured. When you venture there, Herie Gogisa. Salam. Werike, Gowale Gogu, Nibeliginsi, set the beg you up. High of assassin. Is your strategy going to deal with those things? If it has no power to deal with those things, you are not going to succeed. You better join IPOP now. If IPOP has waited with this kind of strategy you are putting through, if IPOP has waited to follow this kind of your strategy, they would have not launched ESN. Our people will still be in the high risk of insecurity. But by pecking them to obtain what they put in place to be human rights, bypassing them to put in place what to be able to obtain what they call by human rights, is what IPOP is doing. A superior strategy that they cannot handle. Did they know what next is coming? They don't. And that is why the fear is gripping them. That is when you mention IPOP, the demon in them will run away. Because they don't know what is going to happen next. They don't know what is going to happen next. But they know you are coming to court. Tanko will be there waiting for you. Mas, let me take 1 minute break. I will be back and I will continue to shower you with these motivations. I just want to take 1 minute break for me to get a drinking water. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. I'm back again to continue from where we stopped. Now, what are we talking about? The life of a struggle. Your strategy is what is important. What kind of strategy are you using? What kind of strategy? Is it the kind of strategy that is predictable? If it is strategy that your opponent, saboteurs, because you can't avoid these things. You can't avoid it. It's unavoidable. Saboteurs, it's impossible. It's impossible. And so some people said wherever you see 12, Judas should be. So if we begin to count every 12, now you can now understand the number of saboteurs that you have in your midst. The number of saboteurs you have in your midst. So you have to deal with it. You have to deal with betrayers. You have to deal with selfish people. You have to deal with people who are addicted to jealousy and envy. They can destroy your plans. What strategies have you put in a place? Mazipat, I don't know if you are in this studio or not. My picture or my video keep frustrating. Can you
But
address
I'm
it?
here.
Is it at my end or is something you are trying to adjust at your end?
Absolutely. It could be from your end, so you have to check it out.
Okay. So if it's at my end, I don't have any alternative because where I am now is the only place where I can position myself to continue in this very program. And I
Okay.
hope that you that have joined us have enjoyed the program so far. If you are challenged with the frustration of the network at my end, please you can make a comment. We can still
Yeah, people are commenting that there are cracks, but I believe it's from your end because from my own end, I think I'm good, Mazi Solomon. By the way, we have like 10 minutes to round up. So if you can just round it up in the next 10 minutes, then we'll be back tomorrow based on your time.
we'll be back tonight. We'll be back in the morning. Yeah, in your morning, you that is tomorrow. Because yeah, we need to talk more things. So my location right now did not give me that uh, did not give me all that support as to say some things and explain some things for you guys who are actually following us in this very platform. So that's why I'm using so many coded words, So you need to understand, and if you are following and be able to decode some of the words that I'm using here, that will be for the betterment of the struggle and for the betterment of your personal life and your personal struggle. So you need to understand that strategies you are using in to approach your struggle is very, very important. Is that a struggle that you are the kind of a strategy that is predictable? You can never win. You will always recorded lost. You will always waste resources. But even on a strategy that is not known, you can equally waste because it's a life of struggle. People can cut you. And when you are being caught, there will be some collateral damage and all that. But if you are determined to achieve the end of your struggle, there is nothing people can do. There is nothing people can do to stop you. So at every point in time, you pick up your pieces and you continue until you make it, until you make it to the end, until the freedom is secured, until freedom is being ensured, until Biafran is restored.
Amaz, it's also important
Nothing
that our people,
can
it
stop
is
you.
also very important that our people that understand that even our oppressors also have strategies. Because for them to keep oppressing you, they also need to apply their own strategies, unpredictable strategies. Mazi Solomon.
And they can double it. They can double it. They can double whatever things they are using to oppress you. They can double it. as they are doubling it today. They can double it. All this is the strategy to frustrate you, to make you give up your struggle, your own struggle, for you to surrender. And once you surrender to them, agree with them to follow them in the own strategies which they are master on, then you are done. You are finished. They will just kill you slowly. They will kill the life of your struggle slowly.
We see the strategy of using poverty as a weapon of war. Poverty has been put into the system so much that you need to have enough food in your stomach to come out even in the street to protest in the first place. It is only a man that has a stomach full that can challenge the oppressor. So they use inducement of poverty in society that a lot of people, young people, are frustrated that they run outside the country. The people with the right energy and the right mindset to fight for their freedom are exiting the system. By so doing, you find out that they are now bringing their own Fulani herdsmen to occupy your villages. Mazi Solomon, I think we have just 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly. And if you wanted to call into this very program to make contributions, it's still up to you. But sometimes there is a kind of sermon or a kind of discussion that can only provide reflection. So people might not like to talk by taking the message home. But in the same hand, if you have been inspired, or if something that you think another person can benefit from has come into your mind, you are free to call into the program. With the few minutes we have, you can equally lend your voice in this platform. And I promised you that I am coming in a very high dimension this very evening at my end. Wait for that program. Wait for the program tonight, where I can be in a place where I can break a lot of things down for you to understand why we are talking in the way we are talking this very morning, because you needed to hear it. You needed to hear it. Very, very important. We are going to break down things for you so you can understand.
I think
At this
the
stage, we
number
don't
is
need
on
to
the
be
screen.
deceived. At this stage, we don't need to be double standard. We don't need to be confused. We don't even need to be in doubt at all. Though they are planting doubt here and there, trying to position to you as maybe you for you to feel that you are in a wrong path, for you to feel that you are doing a wrong thing. This is a strategy to weigh you down. This is a strategy to break you, to begin to make you feel like you are not doing the right thing. It is a strategy from the opponent. It is the strategy from the enemies. It is the strategy of the saboteurs. But we are here to counter everything and tell you what is obtainable. My brother, watch the games they are playing. All the games are something that is being carved out from the law that they place here and there today, institutions they build. Watch wrestling, watch boxing. Is only the only point you get is the point that you can be able to calculate and send the blow to your opponent unexpected. Unexpected. Once you begin to do like Chinese, hand, leg, everybody know the tactics and the method, you will waste a lot of time, enough time, and you will not win any race. You will not win any race. The winner will emerge by creativeness in their tactics. Creativity in their tactics. In a situation where you have to overtake your enemies with a superior tactics, you will put them in a position where they will be in a position that they are worried. They don't know what will be the next line of your action. That is the body of the language of Martin Nandekan. These people that are talking like this, who know what they are going to do next? Who knows what is coming from them? These people that are saying like this, who knows how they are going to come next? Even where they're expecting that you are going to come in might not even be where they will see you surface. That is the tactics, that is the kind of strategy that work. You keep on putting such a strategies until you overturn your enemies, until you overturn them, until you weaken them to the point where you don't need to give them 90 days notice for them to surrender, and they will look at your grammar. 90 days will finish, they will not even respond to you. You come again with 30 days notice. Those notice doesn't work for them, because even people you send on the street, go and protest that you are not being paid. Say, if we see you here again, we'll put all of you in the prison, and nothing happened. So if you follow them with their own strategies, it's not going to work for you. I will be on your way
For
again.
anybody that
Wait
want
for
to
me.
call in, you can call in. The line is open. You can call in. The line is open because we'll be rounding up. We are taking just few calls, and you can only call through the WhatsApp number. You want to ask Solomon question, you want to make a contribution, the line is open as we round up this program. Yes, that's Solomon. So, like I was saying, if your oppressor can have strategies. We've seen how the British continue to re-strategize from the days of slavery to the point that we are even the ones submitting ourselves to them, going to the embassy to seek visa, running helter skelter, trying to go and serve them. At some point, they were coming forcefully to take us, but today they have evolved their strategy that we are now forcing ourselves on them, Mazi Solomon. But the oppression remains the same.
They upgraded their strategies, which target freedom, target human right. But in that human right, it is an upgraded upgraded strategy of slavery, upgraded system of slavery, because they create money and you are slave to money. They create system which you have to follow, which every system that is being created work towards their benefit, serving them without knowing, slave to them without knowing. These are all the strategies, but they bring it to you as a civilization. You take it and you enslave your whole generations. Brother is killing brother because of money. Even people are making sacrifice with their mother and
Mazi, we
father,
have a caller.
killing
We
their
have a
villages
caller. We
just
have a
because of
caller,
money.
please.
Is it not the same system in
Mazi,
which
we have a caller on the line. Yeah, go ahead, caller. Caller, can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from?
Okay, my name is CKZ George. I'm calling from Nigeria, Abuja precisely.
Okay, from Abuja.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, George. George from Abuja, go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, George. We can hear you. Go ahead.
So I say I also appreciate you. Yeah. I say I also appreciate you for your good work, and the enlightenment people are doing. So I also encourage you to keep it up. Like some of us that we do listen, we are not type of members, but we're enlightened when we listen. That's the truth.
What stops you from joining IPOB? What stops you from What stops you from joining IPOB? What stops you from joining IPOB? If you love what we are doing, are you contributing to ESN? What stops you from joining IPOB?
Well, everybody has his own mentality and ideology. Though I'm from East, right? I'm from eastern part of Nigeria.
Then you should support. If you love what IPOB doing,
anytime I come across a program enlightening, that's the truth.
Yeah, if you love what IPOB is doing, why not why not support? Yeah, try to support Try to support IPOB, join IPOB, support ESN. They need your support, my brother.
Hello.
You know. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Your line is cutting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, and people are Biafrans are listening all over the world. Yeah.
Well, hello. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. We are listening.
Even in the Bible, hello, can you hear me? Even in the Bible, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, okay. I say even in the okay. So I say even in the Bible, you know of the man called Joseph of Arimathea.
Yes.
Right. So Joseph of Arimathea. Yeah, okay. So Joseph of Arimathea, he far distance from Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ not know him. But when Jesus Christ died, people that were close to him ran away. But he was, in fact, nobody knows he was a disciple, but he was the one that requested for the body of Jesus Christ from the hand of the king and buried. So definitely, not everybody that will join that, but when the time comes, people is very, very marvelous and surprised. People that come out to support the movement. That's the truth. So even in the scripture is there. So it's not everybody that was with David when David had issue with Saul. So like he not came to run away. And the way he runs to people depended in there. So those people were not his follower, but because they believed he's a strong man, he's a great man. So I'm encouraging people to keep it up and be focused.
Thank you.
And I trust that God will give us that which is
Thank you for your word of encouragement, but we also encourage you to support ESM because they need your funding. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, so I hope that Mazi Solomon comes back to round it up. And if you want to call in, the number is on the screen, +29388177965. Our brother called in from Abuja. He said he's not a member of IPOB, but he's supporting. And I said, why not go and join? Why not support? ESN need your funding, ESN need your financial contribution. Join, support ESN. You cannot be in a distance in a situation like this. And he gave me a biblical story, but nobody want to stay from afar and watch Biafra come, and at the end of the day, so it is very, very important that our people wake up to their responsibility and do what is right and what is needful. As you come out, all of us need to be in this struggle, even if you are not, maybe as a result of your position in the society, you are protecting your certificate, or you are protecting your job, or you are protecting things you are doing. You can still support indirectly from the background. You can make financial contributions, very, very important, without announcing them anonymously. As you go ahead, as we round up.
Yeah, Mazipat, what I have to say based on what the caller said. You know, in this platform, we welcome the lovers of freedom and we welcome IPOP. So there are some people which can never be a freedom fighter. They are not destined to do so. They are friends of the freedom fighters. They are the supporters of the freedom fighters. And they are also the lovers of freedom. So anybody can come to this very platform based on their love for freedom. You understand? So, but what is important is this. Please make your support. It's very, very important. Make your support. If you love freedom, support freedom. We are not forcing anybody to be the member of IPOP, but if it is necessary, you can be the member of IPOP. If you think that there is a role that you have to play, you need to be a member for you to play that role. But if you are the lover of freedom and the supporter of freedom, please support very, very well. Make your support as much as you can. Okay? As even as the matter is now, know that we needed support for ESN. Not only moral support, but financial support. They need your financial support. So you don't need to be the member of IPOP to do it, but please keep on supporting ESN. It's a very good strategy for all lovers of freedom and for IPOP in general and for Biafra. It is a very good strategy. Or else, the hunger that will come through the activities of the Fulanis is still doing press up. Is still doing press up. So we need to do everything under our power to make sure that the terrorists which are in our farm are being chased out. The killers that occupy our forests that make it difficult for people to go to farm are being chased out. Is a very good strategy. Support it. It is under your human right for self-defense. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is the kind of argument that is required for us to stand in their court, because if they refuse to implement what is in their law, what is in their institution, we will help them to implement it. And when we implement it, then we will stand in that agreement with them in any court that they want to call us for. So please support ESN. Your support for ESN is very important. Every drop of coins count. Every drop of coins count, because we are not going to allow the corrupt individuals to be the one to sponsor or to be the one to support ESN. Once they brought out their blood money, they brought out their corrupt money, then that means we don't own ESN anymore. That means ESN is not working for us, because the selfishness in a man will come out, and before you know it, they sabotage it and they destroy it and will not have it. Remember when Bakassi people came to protect our market? What happened to the Bakassi boy? What destroyed that formation? It is the politicians. Once they infiltrated into the Bakassi, then Bakassi guys are gone. You know, people who come, they voted themselves to work for their people. Politicians, anywhere they enter, corruption go. Corruption will be smelling. You know, corruption, insincerity, saboteur, sellout. So we don't want these people. That's why IPOP is standing out. That's why IPOP is not ready to work with people who are not genuine. That is why. And that is why IPOP is having problem with ungenuine people. Do you understand? People who are not genuine with this Biafran struggle. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know what he's doing. Buhari comes saying he wants to fight corruption. Is he fighting corruption? The only man fighting corruption is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why did they bring Buhari back? Is it not because of what he did with the war against discipline, that we need to be disciplined? We thought that he is the initiator of it, but we don't know that it is the devil who was initiating those things. People, you need to bring people to the point of discipline. Don't allow them to grow wings, because human beings like excess. That is why so many of us brought ourselves under religion, to be able to fashion our life. Imalo Kaji, if you know how the yam tail grows, if you are not fashioning it, it will go everywhere, and you will not have a better tuber on the ground. So we need people, we need an organization that is highly disciplined, that can bring everybody under discipline to fight for their liberations, to fight for their freedom. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you just get anybody who can come, who can talk, who can do what he wanted at any time, at any cost, you can never obtain freedom from such organization of us individuals. There must be fashion. There must discipline. There must be a discipline master that will tell you how, that will be able to discipline you when you do the wrong. But if you have the freedom of doing whatever you like, you can never have an instrument that will bring freedom to you. And that is just the truth I'm telling you. But I will have more time with this when come this very evening. When come this very evening, we will open up more as to regard to these discussions. We just want you to get ready to join us this evening as we continue in these very discussions. It's very, very important. So please join us. Mazi Pat, at this point in time, I will be winding down the curtain. Thank you so much for making me part of this very program. My name is Solomon Peter. Please, people, join us this evening at my end, morning at the end of Massive Party. I will see you then. Bye.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for being here. I want to encourage our people to share this video, share this program, make it go around. We want to thank each and every one of you that came around to listen to us. We spent over an hour, 43 minutes, and we just have to round it up. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for those who called in. Thanks for the comment. I will be seeing you soonest, any moment from now. My name remains Maaze Ikem Patrick DK, and I want to say, remain blessed until we see you again. Have a wonderful evening, morning or night, wherever you might be. God bless you all.